I've got something super exciting to tell you about model-driven apps. If you work with SQL or SharePoint and you want to bring that data across into your model-driven app, you can do this now. Low code, no effort, no need for integration or anything. Let me show you what's possible. I've got my asset management app here in model-driven apps, and I've got all the information about the assets and a whole process around that. But let's say I wanted to link up each asset to the supplier who we purchase it from. However, the team that does that has already got this going on in SharePoint here. We've got, different suppliers that we work with the phones. They are not working in my model-driven app. They're not interested in the process because we're using those supplier relationships for other things as well. And this is the master list. So we don't want to replicate this data in the model-driven app. We don't want to do a migration. It's actually serving us quite well here, but we want to be able to use it. So here's what we do. I'm going to go across into my model-driven app and my asset management app solution. I'm going to go new table and look at this table from external data. Now you'll see at the time of recording, I've got options here for SharePoint, which is what I'm going to show you. This will work exactly the same if you are working with data in SQL Server. So if you've got something like product lists or great big data sets and things in there, and I have this conversation with people a lot, you're going to connect to these things and they're going to refresh in real time so that you don't actually have to do an import or another type of connection. I'm going to go ahead and use my SharePoint connection here and say next. I can put in the SharePoint URL, but it actually already knows the team site that I was just on is where I want to be. So we'll choose that, click next. And which one of the lists am I working with? I've got a few going on there. It's the suppliers list. Yes, thank you. I would like to configure table and column names that will be used in Dataverse. We'll click next. And this is going to take the column names from my SharePoint list and put them in here and just give me a chance to check it. So if I'm working with something quite comprehensive and deep here, this is a pretty quick way of going. So my display name is suppliers, that's all good. What's the primary field? It's the title, that's okay. Now I'm going to change some of these things because I want the display name to be a little bit different. So I want this to be the supplier name. The external column here is street address. We're calling that city, supplier contact, renewal date. That all looks good, and it's creating my schema name and everything for me using the same prefix as the solution I'm already working in. This is so exciting. So here we go. External data source is creating a Dataverse table that looks like that. That looks great. Let's click finish and see what happens. With the magic of video editing, I'm going to skip ahead. This takes maybe 90 seconds or so. It's not terribly long. And this is what happens when it comes back. It has created the table, and now I'm in a very familiar place. This looks exactly like my normal Dataverse table here. Table suppliers sitting in my solution. Let's go ahead and have a look at the columns in here. I've got my city, my renewal date, my supplier contact, supplier name. So far, so good. And if I scroll along a little bit here in the data, here is the data that I'm working with. It's not showing all the right columns there. Let's just go ahead and edit that so that we can see those columns that were coming through, because I didn't really use compliance asset ID. So I'm going to go in here and let's get rid of all of those. I just really want to see the renewal date, the city, the supplier contract, supplier name, and look at that. There it is. My real data in there. Now here's where it gets good, because this is going to behave like a Dataverse table. I can create relationships. So remember, my initial scenario here is that I have got my asset management app, I've got my assets, and I want to link to one of those suppliers in SharePoint. So what I'm going to do here is go back a level into my app and have a look at the other tables in here. Click through to the asset table, and from the asset table I want to create a lookup to that supplier table. So we're going to go in here to columns. I'm doing this for the first time as I'm recording this video, so let's see. I'm confident that it's going to work. I've seen it done. This is going to be the supplier, and the data type is a lookup to which table? Suppliers. I'm happy. And that's done. Now let's see if I can create some other elements in here too, because what if I want to see that list of suppliers in my app and as a grid in here? So we're going to go back into tables. Now you'll see it's actually in the solution here, virtual table data source as well, but there it is as a table, as if I'm working on it like a normal Dataverse table. So let's see what else we can do here. Let's create a view for it. There's my all suppliers view. There we go, supplier name. supplier contact, renewal date, city, all exactly the same experience as if I'd built this table in Dataverse so far. Looking good. Let's save that. Let's also see if we can create a quick view form so that when I'm on the asset and I'm looking up the supplier, I can see some of that other information in there just because I'm excited, excited now and I want to see all the things we can do. So I'm going to go into suppliers and I'm going to create a new form, quick view form. Good. So if you're not familiar with the quick view form, this is a component that I can put on that asset screen to view information read-only from another data table. So this is looking good. We're going to give this one a name. We'll call this one supplier information. And we will already have the supplier as a lookup on the form, so I don't want to replicate in there. I just want to bring in the city and the renewal date and the supplier contact. Okay, I'll save that. Let's go back to the solution. Now, one more thing, add that onto the form, my quick view form. So we're going to go into tables. And now what I want to do is bring up this asset form and put it on this screen here. So we're going to go into my asset table, forms, my asset main form. I'm going to make this description field, just sort of drop that right back to just 4 rows, move that underneath here and free up that column to put the supplier details in. So I've created a lookup to the supplier now. So we've got that sitting in there. There's my lookup to supplier. And then I'm going to add that quick view form in there. So I'm going to go into my components. I'm going to add a display component. Oh, actually it's up there, quick view. So we can bring the quick view in. Which one do I want? I'm using the supplier lookup. And I want the supplier quick view form done. And that's going to sit right underneath it. Look at that, city renewal date supplier contract. So now we will save that. I'm going to go back and I'm going to add it to the navigation menu of my app. So let's go in and edit the app. Go to my navigation and add a sub area, which is a table. Is this going to work? Oh yes, suppliers. Right, everything I'm doing here, exactly as if I'm working with a table that I've built in Dataverse, but it's just pointing to SharePoint. Look, there they are. Okay, great. Okay, let's do this. Let's save that. I'm going to go back into my solution here and make sure that I've published all of the different components, publish all customizations. All right, back in my model-driven app. Now I've got my asset and my lookup to supplier. I can use the little magnifying glass there. Let's say this one is from Phones Ahoy, and we're going to choose that. And there is the information, the city, the renewal date, and the contract, all direct from SharePoint. Let's save that. I've also got my suppliers over here in my app. There they all are. Let's say we get a new supplier now. So I'm going to come into my team site here. We're going to add another one, Awesome Phones. They are in Melbourne. The supplier contact here is Harry Stevens. And the renewal date in July. We'll save. So we've now got another one in there. Going to go back into here and let's refresh this. How good is that? What if I do it the other way around? And this one is actually Awesome Phone House. Save and close. Let's go back to my SharePoint list and refresh that. Look at that. Complete two-way sync. So this is really exciting. Ping me with any questions or anything you've got in the chat here around scenarios where you might use this. If you'd like to know more about building model-driven apps, I've got a whole tutorial going on there if you want to get right into that, knowing now that you can bring these data sources in. And thank you very much for watching.